I don't want to overreact to the one game that he came in versus the very lowly Seahawks, but they do have a stacked roster on both ends of the ball. The 49ers defense has been playing lights out, minus a few bad penalties in a monsoon. The offense is definitely clicking under Jimmy. The team looked relaxed. They felt more confident instantly as he came in, and you can really see how much they love Jimmy by the way that they rallied around him after he rushed on the goal line. Everyone knows that this is a business, and I think they want to support Trey, and they wanted him to be the best that he could be, but at the same time, they're ready to win right now, especially a lot of those veterans. And I think they feel much more confident now that they have Jimmy. I do think that the Niners can take the NFC West. We're going to get into some maybe overreactions a little bit. And one, I don't think Seattle's that good. I don't think that the Cardinals are going to be that good. And the Rams seem like they're having a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. So I feel like the Niners can take the NFC West. I do feel like they're contenders for the Super Bowl. I don't know if anyone can dethrone the Bills. The Chiefs are up there as well. So will we win the Super Bowl this year? I don't know. Are we contenders now that we have Jimmy G? I definitely think so. Kenny, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, how can you argue against it? Once Jimmy G came into the game, the Niners looked like a totally different team, right? Yeah. I think I even messaged you and said, wow, the Niners are back to being legit contenders now. I think you were at a bar Sunday. I can only imagine that scene when Trey Lance went down. You were probably, screaming for joy as your guy Jimmy came in.
So it was so interesting. So I was at a 49ers bar. So all 49ers fans inside. And interesting enough, this bar doesn't have food. And so I had to order food out. And so I went outside to grab the food. Came back, bringing it down, setting it out for all of my friends. And then I look up and I see Jimmy G warming up. So I didn't even actually see him break his ankle right when it happened. Obviously, I saw the replay. But I was like, wait, what happened? Why is Jimmy G warming up right now? And then, of course, we saw what happened. I feel bad for Trey Lance. But I was happy for Jimmy. I was excited as a fan. I felt a sense of ease, like, oh, okay, we got this now. Because I think anytime that you have a rookie in there, you just don't know what they're going to do. You expect them to make mistakes. You expect them to just be a little bit more gun shy. But everyone in the bar was cheering and elated. My family was all at the game, and they said it was so loud in the stadium with cheers when Jimmy G came on the field. He had to motion to them to be quiet because he couldn't even hear the headset. So the fans and the players love Jimmy G. That's not a knock against Trey Lance. I think, again, they understand this is a business decision and that Trey Lance has the tools to be the future of the franchise. But when it comes to right now and winning right now, I think the fans and the players are happy that Jimmy is back at center.
Yeah, and it's obviously easier said now in hindsight, but wow, thank God you guys kept Jimmy G. Imagine they had dealt him somewhere and then Trey Lance goes down week 2. I can only imagine what the conversation we would be having right now. I think the Niners definitely look better with him under center. There's that familiarity from him from last year, right? The team looked great last year. They brought a lot of those good pieces back. So, yeah, I think with Jimmy, the veteran leadership, we saw him in New England when Tom Brady went down. He was a winner there. The guy's just a winner. So, I thought he should have been starting to start the season. I don't care that they drafted Trey Lance. Jimmy G looked great last year. He really a dropped interception away from going to the Super Bowl. So it was kind of unfortunate to see him lose that starting job. So, it's kind of like, God, if you will, just putting all the pieces back the way they should be, right?
I would actually agree with that. I do feel like Jimmy has, and again, nothing against Trey Lance. I would never wish that on anybody, but it does seem like everything is happening the way it's supposed. It does seem like everything is happening the way it's supposed to for both Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel like, karmically, Jimmy is supposed to start this season. What I find to be so interesting too is like, how about all those teams that passed on Jimmy? We are so lucky that we still have Jimmy, but they were trying to deal him in the offseason. How are you doing, Colts? How are you doing, Panthers? Y'all passed on Jimmy G, and look where you've ended up. So I think we were incredibly lucky to be able to keep him, that he didn't go those places. I think those places are probably wondering why, like, oh man, that shoulder, and he wasn't going to, be there for training camp isn't actually that big of a deal because maybe we'd be winning some of those games. But I just feel redemption for Jimmy, and it feels like 2017. He came in with a hurt quarterback in that game in the rain, and again, I don't want to overreact over one game, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think the Niners are one of the better value teams to bet on to win the Super Bowl, right? If you look at their odds compared to some of their, the Bucks and the Bills, you're getting a ton of value on a very complete team. The Niners defense is legit. The front seven there, one of the best
Oh,
in the league. And now
Nick
you have a
Bosa.
veteran quarterback that's a proven commodity in the NFL.
Right now, Kenny, the odds for them to win the Super Bowl are at plus 2,000. To win the conference NFC, it's plus 900, and then to win the division, it's plus 150. So yeah, at plus 2,000, those are great odds. Like you said, the Bills are plus 400, Tampa Bay plus 700. So you're getting a lot of value there.
Yeah, like let me ask you, who in the NFC would you even put ahead of them? There's
I mean, the Eagles look pretty good right now. I'm not saying I would put them ahead of us, but I think our biggest threats are definitely going to be in the AFC. The Bills and the Chiefs are the scariest teams right now in the NFL. I think that the Eagles are playing really good ball. Tom Brady, I know he's your guy. I sense a little bit of fall off there. I don't think anyone in the NFC West is a problem for us. The only people I can see is kind of, would be a good matchup would be the Eagles right now. But yeah, you're right. Other than that, not a lot going on in the NFC.